Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to show you guys how to build the VVC and VV deck. So before we need to build the VVC and the VV deck, so you need the CMake to download, and if you using Windows, select this one. If you're using Mac OS, select this one, or if you're using Linux, select this one. You can use Linux like sudo apt install kit, that's it, but I think it's already in kit. So we need to, so first of all we need to download the CMake. Once it's downloaded, click the file, and yes, I'm fine. Now it's gonna be preparing to install. Okay, so once you do I executed dreams, so we need to click add CMake to the system path for all users. Why? Because we can use a terminal after CMake and Visual Studio. So click next, next, and click install. Okay, so once the CMake is finished installing a new computer, you might want to check on the. So first of all, we need to type CMake. Um, if you are currently in terminal, you have to restart the command prompt only, not computer. So let's do CMD, CMD, Control Shift Enter, and then type CMake, and there you go. CMake is installed on your computer. And the next step is to install Visual Studio, anything. So you could choose community. Community is good idea. You can use professional or enterprise. I think it is best for community, but so if you want to, it doesn't matter. So once you downloaded the Visual Studio, it will it will have we will have a Visual Studio installer. So double click it. It's gonna take a while, and click continue. So don't worry about that, I'm gonna do update later. So if you want to install of Visual Studio Community 2020 or whatever, so you need a Visual Studio 2017, 2019, 2022. Other Visual Studios than 2017 might not work. Like, let's say if you use Visual Studio 2010 and the CMake, that does not work because it's outdated. So we recommend that you using that Visual Studio 2017 and the later versions. So I already installed all of these. So select only this one, desktop development with the C++, like that, and here's a look like this. If it's different, then that's fine. So it will be same, I promise. And once you click this only, you don't have to all install. However, optional, if you want to install of these, you can do configure later. So once you select the desktop developed with C++ only to build the VVC and VV deck, look, you see that CMake. So click install, and once it's installed, you have to restart to apply all chances to complete Visual Studio installations. But already installed, and yeah. So next thing is if you want to git clone that faster, you can download this one. Just click the download. You can understand. So want to show new options. Oh yeah, I think it's like upgrade, but if it's first time, just click next there. But you have to be careful. Like I don't know, it's just like okay. So once this key ID is done, restart again. So if you have currently. Now let's try KIT, and there we go. KIT is installed, and now you are ready to install. You're ready to build VVC and VVTech. So we get this one and get the code in this and type let's say on the download. So let's make directory of folder of tutorial 1, whatever. You can just create folder whatever you want, names. So we need to type git clone https. Oh yeah, just get like a paste in, yeah, like right click and it will paste. So hit enter, and once it's done, so we need to create a new folder. Mm. We are in a build directory, so we use cmake dot dot. So it will go back to a root directory. It's gonna find the cmake list.txt. Yes. So hit enter and it's gonna detect that I have installed Visual Studio and Windows SDK. And once it's configuring and generating is done, we will do cmake build dot config release. So it's gonna do cmake build, which is this directory, and it's gonna config release and hit enter. Now once this build is done, so let's go over here to File Explorer. So we are in the VVC folder, root folder, and it's gonna do a BI. So the folder is for the build release is there, release is static, and it's built, so it's ready to go. However, if you're using a Mac OS, you need to download CMake and the Xcode latest versions, and KIT is included with Xcode, so that's good. So you don't have to install separately KIT applications on macOS. It's in with Xcode, and once you downloaded the CMake in the macOS, you have to find you have to you have to apply path for CMake to use it. But if you do, I mean, if you can use that, it looks like a Linux and macOS you can use a code like make release. No. Once the building is done, so we need to click pin release static, and that's it. That's build files. Do the same thing like a VVDeck. Repeat of the same what I built the VVNC. So let's go back. Bin release static. Okay, now let's test out. And there we go. It's installed and it's done. it's installed. Okay, so if you want to use the test before you encode, you can use VVC interface test and VVC lib test. I recommend to do that. Okay, now moving on to how do you use VVCEasy? So, good question, I think. github.com Martin Eesmaa VVCEasy, and that's my repository. It's available on the GitHub. You can use it. All right. This is very good. So you have to follow like instructions. So I'm not good with programming. I use like only batch file, even the C#. So here's like VVC build frown. I made that. All right. So here's what we did. So we made a build of this one. You can check out my repository. Okay. Okay. So the question is, how do you use that? So first of all, if you want to encode URV and Y4M like that, so see the follow instructions that you need fmpnc and ffplay, and so once you install VVC, you can just install path like see that the seed path say users blah 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 downloads VV and PNG. Just replace it and then hit enter in the command prompt. So on a Linux, if you want to build the VVC and VVDEC, so here's the code that you have to type in the terminal: sudo apt install build essential space cmake, and hit enter and just press Y for yes, and it's ready to go. And so once Mac OS and Linux, you can do make release, and that's it. Okay, so we can do how to use the VVCEasy. So let's go back. Now kit clone. Okay. Now, however, that Windows is only for is only for partial fully, but the Mac OS and Linux is partial. So if you use I mean Mac OS, for Mac OS and Linux users, if you before you build it, so it's very easy. Just do like this: update VVC. Your operating system is like Linux.sh. If you're using macOS, type macOS. But you need a brew installer, so I can show you. You can use a brew homebrew, so it's very good idea to use it. Okay, so on the Windows, we can run on. You have to type run VVCEasy.bid, and it's gonna check in the administrator evaluations, and you have to use command prompt with administrator like Control Shift Enter or click run as administrator. Okay, so click enter, and just type any numbers like this one. Yes, it looks like code, so that's very easy. And if you need help, just follow the instructions. So pause the video if you want to read it. So hit enter. So it's gonna do. If you do not understand, you can create the issue. So let's go, and that's very easy. And I think that's it. If you have any questions or any issues, so you can create the issue. Or if you want to use matrix chat, it's fine for you. Now for if you have problem VNC app and VVTech, you have to contact Fraunhofer. So just create the issue and that's it. Same as think if you have any problems. You can also ask a community of VVC and VVTech. So that's it, and that's my video. So that's it. That's my video about how to build a VVC and VVTech versatile video encoder and decoder. So this is Martin Eesmaa signing off.